Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Monday, January 8th, 2024, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. We're having a time for change call this Wednesday night around 9. Now, how many people on this planet would we, if you ask them this question, and what is their sole purpose of their life on this planet? But wouldn't it be interesting to see what kind of answers we would receive? And the sole purpose of our life is to love. To love ourselves, others, so fully, so furiously, that we become completely overflowing with immense joy and lightness. And when our heart is bursting with love every day, we will truly be fulfilled. It's not complicated, even though many try to complicate it. And when our love for another is so immense, so passionate, so compassionate, we won't have time to worry about our own problems in life. We will be in such a flow of juiciness and aliveness that we cannot stop ourselves from giving away warm, happy hugs to everyone we meet. So wisdom shares this with everyone. Let your entire life become a benediction, a deep, eternal loving, a gift for all to enjoy. Do not make your life all about you and your desires and needs. Sure, take action steps towards your goals and dreams each day. Yet make your life purpose, your reason for being here, much bigger than you. When the main purpose of our lives wakes us up each morning with deep joy, excitement, a heart bursting with inspiration, then we have found the highest goal of all. If we attain this for one day, we can surely do 2 days or 3 days. The best thing is that everyone around us will benefit the day that we start. And to have a magical experience in opening life up to our highest, most loving life purpose is easy. Yet, it will take 100% of our devotion, willpower, and desire. The secret here is holding an intention right now to deeply and intimately connect with every thought, everything, and every person that we meet. Whatever it is in the outer world or inner world that the mind perceives, feel into the connection you have with it and allow for this connection to be there. Allowing for this feeling of connection is one thing that brings about. Whatever it is that life brings us, you don't have to like it, approve of it, or even try to enjoy it. Simply feel our connection with it. Even if we feel a disgust for something or someone, allow for the feeling to be here as if it was a cloud floating in the sky. Just do one thing. Allow for your connection to be there. As if there was a golden web of light connecting all beings, thoughts, and things. Be part of this web. The day we stop resisting our natural connection with everything in this universe and start allowing for it, then the real magic begins. It is from this simple, direct connection to life that we will be able to fully relax and feel the soft, gentle, divine presence that naturally flows from the center of our being. From this place, we can discover the source of love, which is who and what we truly are. We are here to awaken to the realization that we are intimately connected to the God source. It is already all around us and inside us. We have simply forgotten it is here. That's why sometimes I'll say rediscovery. Okay? The divine intelligence of all loving source is inside the matrix of every thought, thing, and person. Whatever our mind comprehends to be real has the divine source in it. When we are living each day, being consciously aware that a higher intelligence is at the center of every single atom and electron, something miraculous begins to occur. We stop seeing ourselves as separate from this divine intelligence and can truly come home to our own divinity. From knowing and feeling into our connection with every atom, we have discovered one of the greatest purposes of our lives. Full self-realization simply means there is no more of a feeling of being separate from the God source. We don't see God as something far away, yet as something closer to us than our next heartbeat and breath. Creating intimacy with the divine intelligence is the only sane path to freedom. All other paths simply fall miserably short. Through knowing this connection, we have real clarity in life again and can see through the delusions that most everyone on this planet is entertaining. The greatest illusion that many bicamerals are caught in is that the divine is not inside of us. Most believe that it is not real and that this world is separate from the divine. To ignore and forget that the divine intelligence is an intimate part of our day is the origin of every experience of suffering. When we instantly clarify this lie and start seeing, feeling, and living the truth, we heal ourselves of all pain and problems just fade away into the background, become no more. Being truly free from suffering is a goal that all human beings have in common. We are all here to learn, grow, and evolve out of suffering. If we keep doing the same actions and expecting different results, we will eventually go insane and extinct. We simply need to wake up and learn how to be conscious and stop repeating our greatest error, which is ignoring the divinity within us. When we honor this divine aspect, we can meet any darkness directly. We can accept that our pain brings us gifts and be willing to embrace them. Looking directly into our own darkness, we shine a light through it. We move beyond the demented illusion that the mind creates and reach a more enlightened perspective on reality. Every time we sink into our darkness, it takes us closer to the light. Another great purpose of our lives is to heal all the wounds from our past. One of the quickest paths to doing this is practicing forgiveness every day. This means also to forgive ourselves for the judgments, deceptions, and secret lies we've been telling ourselves for years. When we tell ourselves we are not good enough, smart enough, courageous enough, wealthy enough, we are constantly living a lie. It's a bold-faced lie. To find the positive, unlimited potentiality within us allows us to be bigger than our pain and eventually release and heal the deepest unconscious wounding that we are carrying. Nobody else is here knows you better than you know you. We are born to get to know ourselves so intimately that deep down we can take responsibility for our life experience, and shift it. When we feel into our darkness, our darkest pain, we can see our patterns, find out why we are holding on to our struggle, and how to stop doing it. Through understanding ourselves, we can move beyond any pain we are creating. Healing means awareness. By simply investigating our inner world with an authentic curiosity, we summon the tools that will bring us into transcendence. By remembering who we truly are, divine source, we can clearly see all our relationships as a grand play of self-mastery. When we are capable of forgiving ourselves, we feel worthy of being free from any pain or tension we were carrying around. We can deepen in compassion for anyone who threatens us, criticizes us, or attempts to shred our ego in any way. By having compassion for all beings, including ourselves, we uncover the secret to where all healing begins and ends. When we can accept the truth of who we really are, we instantly soften and see that those who strike out at us are just craving love. They are in greater pain than we are and needing us to show them the way out of it. This will happen on this planet. It's been talked about a lot. It isn't ego-mind-based. It isn't about getting something. It is about helping others understand. And we start with forgiving ourselves. See, once we take care of ourselves, and we go within and we discover things about ourselves without judgment, without ridicule, with love and deep understanding and compassion, they are in greater pain than we are and needing us to show them the way out of it. It is our job to guide them by letting in the greatest lightness and compassion we can summon. Doing this will receive the bliss. Doing this, we receive the bliss-filled, deep, eternal loving we are here to experience. The final and perhaps greatest purpose of our lives is learning how to enjoy every moment of them. Loving every day of life takes great perspective, patience, clarity, and a certain level of mind mastery. Life is naturally experienced as an awesome, amazing playground when we find that our main purpose here is to celebrate it all. We are naturally filled with joy when we are grateful for this divine opportunity to love, be loved, and discover that love is the source of who and what we actually are. Gratitude increases our vibration to the point that we are protected from attracting future pain, suffering, more delusion that we are separate from the divine. We may still karmically manifest the gift of being challenged by certain people or situations in this life, yet from the attitude of gratitude, it all becomes fun and easy ride home. Practice living just one of these life purposes. Just one. Choose the one you feel would be the most fun for you to explore and that you can look forward to working with each day. Do not make this into a project or a chore. Just treat it as an inquisitive exploration, childlike curiosity. Play with diving deeper into the experience of what it feels like to have a bigger mission than just paying bills and getting by in life. Every day, we all get older and have the same opportunity to become wiser. This is our chance right now to expand all of our ideas about who we thought we were and relax into a more grounded, rooted being who is truly happy and free. By practicing the integration of just one of the life purposes you've been shared with, you will discover your essential nature, which is an unlimited, divine, all-powerful, and highly intelligent manifesting being who on top of it never dies. Always stop and smell the flowers along the way. Some of us are such in a hurry to get somewhere, but we aren't quite sure where. We don't know. And most of us are very guarded. And most of us have been conditioned to do what? Is to try to control. Control, 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 control. And as Julie Cameron has quoted, the creative process is a process of surrender, not control. Now we all, I believe, I don't think any of us were exempt from this. Many of us created certain emotional and psychic shields as children in order to survive our childhood. These walls were necessary at that time to protect us and keep us safe. Yet as adults, these barriers, if they're still up, they are blocking us from feeling love, compassion, and intimacy with others. They are blocking us from feeling love, compassion, and intimacy with others. These walls are also stopping us from manifesting true financial freedom, abundance, and even profound health into our lives. When we feel stuck in our relationships with others, money or ourselves, in any way, it's because our brilliant light is still hiding behind one of these old, heavy, unnecessary shields. It's like you ask someone, why are you carrying that? And you go, I never thought about it. Why do you still carry those shields? I've never been asked that before. Now, you may ask, aren't there some situation where it's good to protect myself? Well, it all depends on how spiritually advanced you are and what lessons you're still needing to learn. When you know you are an infinite being that will never die, I mean, this is 100% trust, faith, and confidence in yourself and this universe, then what is there to defend? That which is real cannot be harmed, so why protect it? Yet, if you're still healing wounds inside the ego and creating an identity that needs certain boundaries, then it will feel blatantly obvious that there is something that needs protection. You may need to be as strong as a mountain to stand up for your rights in order to one day let them go. Yet 99.99% of the time, we are not surrounded by angry, hungry tigers, and this defense mechanism is just an old unconscious habit blocking us from total liberation. The ego eats that up, feeds us with it. Okay? Worry, stress, fear, anxiety, concern, this, that. The need to defend ourselves is what actually makes our ego appear real. The ego, however, is like our shadow, right? We all have shadows. You know, sun goes down and you see your shadow. How ridiculous would it be to see us, all of us, protecting our shadow from getting touched by sunlight? That's how crazy it is. This is how we look when we defend our ego. Now, when we want to become a super-conscious, awakened spiritual being, then stop protecting your ego. Any type of defending that we do is just coming from a place of fear, insecurity, and weakness. Defenselessness is about doing no harm on any level to any being. It is truly living from a place of peace with all beings and will only manifest peaceful situations. Whenever we get upset or triggered, we all do that, you know, we all have that something that could just flick us. It triggers us. Try this simple technique, right? Become like a flute. You know what a flute is. That is hollow and light. And allow your breath to flow through you and your triggered feeling. Who knows? Their negative words may start to sound like music to your new ear. Even if you're in a long-term relationship and have been hearing sour notes for years, simply allow that song to play on through. Breathe into it, through it. Let your body feel it, and eventually release it. We invite you to make the choice right now to never protect or defend your ego. Just ask, who am I defending? What shadow self is here? And is this aspect real or imaginary? The more we investigate what needs to be defended, the more we realize these are only small, helpless, powerless voices from our past. It may be the same voice our parents or siblings had. When you need to, then feel this need to defend these shadow parts and then let it go. The greater our defense is, more suffering enters our body And we will soon be forced to let go because we are playing into that which is not real. This universe will not let us buy into this defensive energy for very long because the imaginary always moves to the real. It's easier to see the deeper lessons that this life is teaching us once we become an unobstructed channel of awareness. The more we can let down our defenses, the more receptive we can become to the abundance and divine power all around us and inside of us. Truth is that there is really no reason to be guarded at all. Who we truly are can never be hurt by the outer world. It is only the ego self that believes it can be harmed, hurt, and destroyed. The timeless, infinite consciousness that we are cannot be touched by anyone or anything ever. Ever, ever. And as an eternal radiant being, we are impervious to attacks from the outer world. This infinite beingness has never been harmed by vicious words or energy. All negative energy passes right through without touching the beauty of our timeless consciousness. And as we awaken more and more to this realization, we will automatically notice the silliness and uselessness of holding any walls up with anyone. These walls block the love from flowing between us. Once we see this, we will naturally take these walls down and let the brilliant light of our infinite nature shine through. Now, I'm not saying that this, for a lot of people, this is not, let's just say, easy peasy because of their conditioning. This is something you can try for the next 7 days of your life. We invite you to make this radical choice. Be unguarded. Practice it with everyone, everywhere you go. Do not try to defend your point of view or protect yourself from other people's opinions, judgments, or verbal attacks. Simply practice accepting and releasing whatever comes your way. Have compassion for others. Decide to be powerful and unlimited source of lightness, no matter what kind of energy is being sent in your direction. Do not take anything personally. Remember one thing. Your ego is not real. Reside in what is real by surrendering to what is deepest inside at the core of your innermost being, the God source, pure consciousness. Whatever unwanted messages that this universe sends you, welcome them. Return to resting in this spiritual source inside. Play with creating a new unguarded way of accepting yourself and others in each moment. Allow everyone to have their own unique experience without judgment, and look for the deep eternal love in all of your interactions with them. This goes against all conditioning on this planet for the most part. When you're used to doing something for a long time and you don't understand, you're not aware of why, it pretty much becomes second nature, doesn't it? And then your ego mind comes and says, you don't need to change that. That person's a jerk. They're this, they're that, they're this, that. But what does that do to us? Okay? It drops us down. It drops us down. But when we discover, you know who you are, what you are in that body. And you know these things. You become knowledgeable because you want to be. And you embrace them. You say to yourself, you know what? Doesn't this make a lot of sense to all of us? None of us are exempt. We do it. In the beginning, you will look at someone and you will want to judge them. All right? As time goes by, you will look at someone and you will ask yourself, what are they teaching me? Totally negates the judgment base from the ego mind. You see someone and you go, wow, are they fat or what? See? And our ego mind kicks in. Wow, why are they so fat? They should take care of themselves. They need to lose weight. They need to do this. Instead of saying, well, in that vessel there is love. There is a God just like me in this vessel, in this body. Period. And the only way that any of us do that or initiate it with ourselves is why? Because we have that childlike curiosity and we want to know. We want to know. We want to know really who and what we are. Because what happens is that shield melts away. The ego mind isn't blocking you. And you begin to discover it. And you begin to experience it, where you feel lighthearted and blissful for no reason whatsoever. Nothing outside motivated this because you're it. One might say, well, it's kind of confusing because, I look at all these other people, they're here, they're there, they're halfway across the planet, blah, blah, blah. How can we be one? How can we be together? Because this is a big ball of energy of existence. All that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever, and it constantly is expanding. Picture that, okay? It's a big ball of pure energy, pure cosmic light force energy. It is pure, deep, eternal love. And we are all of it. Even though we set it so it appears for us while in these bodies that we're all separate. And that's the illusion of the separation. Okay? So you have the separation, but you know it's an illusion. You also know why you have the separation, so that you can experience. Then on the other hand, I am the divine, supreme being, manifesting machine that never dies. So in that context, when you start to realize without guilt, see, people, because of their conditioning, feel uncomfortable when they say they are the God. Right? Or they look at a beachfront on a sunset and say, that's the God that I am. It doesn't matter really what we have experienced in this illusion. Matters is that it's assisted us in discovering that we are gods in these bodies. That's what matters. That's why we create these experiences through the universe And the universe knows, period, better than we do. We just give it to the universe. We let it go. We surrender. And anything that's bugging you, you know, we all get bugged by things that come up. And, you know, it kind of disappears, then it's back. And a lot of us will just say, I'm not going to deal with that. It'll go away. It does eventually, but every now and then it bubbles back up. So then you said, well, you know what, I'm going to turn and literally sit with this and ask what it needs. Ask it what it needs. Like, what are you about? Why do you keep showing up? It's like many people on this earth, on this planet, Gaia, Arya, they keep postponing moment to moment of their lives, and they put their abundance on hold. Isn't that wild? Because all of us, it's our natural state of being, us gods. Our abundance, we flow with it. And when we get in these bodies start forming character, personality, ego, mind. And every time you incarnate into another body, there's the ego mind, because it will show up again. This is about us embracing our natural state of being, which is the God, divine intelligence, which never changes. It's the only thing that's real. Doesn't it make sense that we create all these things throughout existence and beyond to experience so that we can discover or rediscover who and what we are? What would we do otherwise? You realize how bored we'd get? We'd be like a bunch of zombies walking around staring. And that's not our natural state of being. Our natural state of being is creating 24/7. Now, when you know who and what you are, imagine what you will create. You're still going to create things. You say, you know, I'd like to experience this, or I'd like to experience that. Right? We do that now, but we do it a lot of times without the awareness. It just happens, and we think that something outside of us created it. But in reality, we created it. Do you believe that there would be any conflict on this planet, any turmoil, any deceit, any manipulation, any greed, if all of us, when all of us know who and what we are, and we have forgiven ourselves for everything, and we are embracing ourselves, this is where we're going. This is a definite. This is where we're going. We were not designed to be impoverished, little, powerless, gating ourselves, ridiculing ourselves, judging ourselves at times, and living an illusion where people say, why is this happening to me? I didn't deserve this. What the heck's going on here? You created it. What are you learning from it? See, you imagine when you turn the opposite with yourself and you go, wait a minute here, what is this teaching me? I know I created it. I want to know what it's teaching me. What is this showing me? That's so fascinating for us, see? rather than, stressing, worrying, fearing, anxiety. We look at it from a whole different perspective. We want to know, what is this teaching me? What am I learning from this? Okay, so I know I created it. And there's where the fascination comes in, childlike curiosity. You learn. Now I understand why I created it. And you ever notice it every now and then? You're going along in your life, and you kind of say to yourself, like, oh, it'd be nice to have something happen or, something occur that would spice things up, right? Now, you may not be totally clear that your mind is projecting that. Okay, it might be a brief thought, and then you revisit it, and then boom, you're in it. So you say, well, but with everything that we experience, instead of looking at it from kind of a bent direction, we look at it straight on and say, okay, so what is this about? What is this about? Or you say, why I woke up this morning, why am I feeling this way? I want to look at that. Why that is here right now? Why did I create that? See, so we come to a full understanding. We say, what is God? Source of God is the foundation of our very being. It is our essential essence, our true life force, and the very fabric of our souls. And when we can fully relax inside ourselves, we create room to fully connect with this divine source, from which every life experience emanates. And the deeper we can let go and rest into our bodies and mind, deeper we dive down that rabbit hole, discovering that this experience of God is the foundational truth of who and what we all truly, really are. Join you in the meditation, and I'll return to close this out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose. And take an easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still. For all of us to remember that this universe is always supporting us, and to pay careful attention to how this universe is conversing with you all the time. It's letting you know that you never, ever, ever, ever are alone, even when you think you are. So don't be afraid to ask for guidance anymore. The ears of this universe are always listening and conspiring to provide you with whatever your heart most sincerely desires. It's so comforting to know that this universe cannot stop listening, and there is never a moment of your life that doesn't deeply, deeply, deeply matter. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night and following morning. And we'll return here Tuesday, January 9, 2024, a little after 3:15 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, deepest, purest of the purest, purest, eternal gratitude at all times. No matter what's going on within you or outside of you.